Hi, everybody. Welcome to Petra's Happy Place. My name is Petra, and thank you for joining me today. Um, it has been a long time, and I want to talk about that. I do want to talk about some life updates. They're not so much like external life things, but they're internal life things. I'll explain in a minute, but Um, excuse my hair. I'm going gray naturally and it's just coming in way too slow. And this is what it looks like when I air dry it. I just it just is so full. Uh Sometimes it really gets on my nerves. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I don't wish I had thin hair or anything like that, but I don't like not having my glasses on, and I do apologize for the reflection. That's what having glasses does to you. I'm sorry. So, I wanted to show you a couple things, but most importantly, I wanted to talk to you. This is going to be a crochet / yarn podcast, okay? So, I've been having some issues lately, and I think a lot, let's put it this way, I'm not alone in feeling this way, that it's just YouTube has been an outlet for me, or had been an outlet for me, but things change. You know what I mean? They just change sometimes. And whether it's you're in a different season of life, whether you change your mind about what you like and what you don't like. Sometimes people grow out of wanting to do something and then they change to doing something else, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I find myself wondering sometimes if I'm being an imposter. Now, I know that sounds kind of fake. It sounds kind of insincere, but I sincerely mean it. An imposter, from what I understand, is someone pretending to be someone else for whatever reason. And I think that's what I have been doing for a long time. Now, some might say, well, no, you're you do things differently. I understand that. But knowing my heart, I feel like I have been an imposter. Why do I say that? Well, when a content creator, no matter who they are, if they base their content on the content of another person, another crocheter, or another content creator's things, like I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, but please don't get me wrong. But like if somebody wants to do like a show and tell of all their yarns, and then somebody says, "Well, I want to show my yarns too," when there's nothing wrong with that. If somebody does, let's say one person wants to do a make along, and then lots of people are jumping on board, and their content now becomes they want to do the same thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their idea of what they want to bring to the table. For me, what I'm saying about myself, and this is just my brain, I think maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe I am overthinking it. And as a dear friend has told me, you're just an overthinker. Stop thinking about it. Stop thinking so much. But that's just the way I'm wired, I guess. But I want to do things for me. And every single time I get on YouTube and I find something that, oh man, they're doing that. I want to do that. And then I'll get really involved in it. And this is where my startitis gets in, right? So now I have, okay, please forgive me, but I'm going to try to show you what my yarn room looks like. All right. And I apologize if there was a background noise. A notification came through and I forgot to turn all my notifications off, and I apologize. So I'm going to juggle this tripod that my phone is in, and I'm going to show you around my craft room, okay? And I'm going to be completely silent just so that you can just take it all in, okay? Just take it all in, everything that you see, okay? And then I'm going to, and since I'm not very good at turning the camera around and all that kind of stuff, well, let me see if I can do it without messing everything up first, okay? Hold on. Hey, we did it. All right, here we go. Okay. There was a lot going on there, wasn't there? So that was a very quick, and I did not want to go into detail about all this stuff, but I wanted to show you all that for a reason. Most of the stuff that you've seen is me having startitis. I will get in a mood to do something. Okay. Okay. So, like, one of the things is when I first moved in here, I wanted to sort my yarn and I wanted to put it on my shelves. Then I realized I didn't have enough room on my shelves. So I got frustrated. And, you know, during the course of all this, I thought, oh, I want to start a project or two. And I bought the yarn. I started it, but I have no room to put it. And so it sits in a bag or it sits in a cart. And next project comes along. Oh, I'm going to do such and such. I'm going to make a whole bunch of such and such. And I'm doing it. And then all of a sudden I watch another video and I'm like, oh, that yarn's amazing. I've got to have some of that in my stash because, you know, I'm going to have to make something with it. And it just goes on and on and on. And I look around my room and everything that I bought, everything on my shelf, I had a reason to buy. There was a reason why I bought it. And yes, sometimes it was just because it's pretty, but most of the time, I would say 98% of the time, it wasn't just because, oh, it's pretty. I usually had a project in mind when I bought that yarn. But instead of doing anything with that yarn immediately, I put it on the shelf thinking, I'll get around to it. Back in the day, my grandfather, side note, little rabbit here, little rabbit share, my grandfather used to have a pocket full of tuits. Is anybody familiar with the tuits? They looked like little coins. And on it was written "to it." And he says, I'm going to get round to it. And he would hand you a coin. And he would do that every time you started something, but you didn't finish it because you weren't going to get around to it. Get it? Get it? My grandfather was so corny. I loved him. So anyway, I've come to a point. I did start with this whole imposter thing, and now I'm getting back around to it. I look around my room and I see the things that I've started, and I wonder, did I really want to do that? Or did I want to do it just because it was something to do? Just because it was something other people were doing? Did I really have a desire or a need to do that? And I know lots of people, I'm just talking for myself, okay? I'm not talking for anybody else. Everybody has their own way of doing things. Everybody has their own stash. Everybody has their own, process. I'm talking about for me, and I'm trying to explain why I haven't been on here. Because I have started countless, I cannot even count. I want to cry at the amount of things I have. I can't even find half of my hooks because they're in a bag somewhere or a box or something. I just can't find them. I don't know where they are because they're with a project somewhere, and I just don't know where they are. I feel like an imposter because my head and my heart and my hands are rarely in sync. My head will say, oh, if you make a whole bunch of these and you sell them, then you could make some money to buy some more yarn to make some more things. Sounds logical to me. So I start to making the things without a plan in place. And then these things sit and sit and sit and sit and never get sold. So then what? Do you go on to something else? That's frustrating. Now my heart says, I'll see something and I'm like, I'm going to do that. For instance, I watched a video, and I can't remember who it was, so please forgive me if it's you. But I watched a video about placing hats in places for the homeless. And I have, I'm exact. If I was a really, really, really strong person with a strong arm, it would be a stone's throw away. So basically, it's down the end of our street and up about 50 feet is a box. And there's one there and there's one a little bit further down the street on my way to work. They're boxes with doors. They're boxes set up, and you open them up and you put things for the homeless. And they can go there and pick something if they need it. People have placed canned goods. Now, I say homeless because in our town we do have homeless shelters, but many of the people in our communities here in my town, they they walk because they can't afford a car. And so they walk to work, or they have to walk to the grocery store, or they have to, they walk everywhere. And so these boxes are placed in locations where people would walk past in order to get somewhere. And my heart went out, and my heart said, I want to make hats to put in those boxes, and I have lots of hats that I've made. I want to put them in these little bags and put them in boxes for those that would need one. That's a great thing to do, and I want to do that. I haven't even started. I haven't even thought about it. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have at least 15 hats up there, finished, waiting to be given to somebody, sold, whatever. They're not even being used. Have I gotten them down and put them in a bag? Have a little handwritten note to put in the box? No. My heart is in it, but my head, the analytical part up here, is saying, you have other things that you need to finish first before you start another project. Yeah, it's true. But it doesn't prevent me from doing it, right? Then there's other times where I really just want to do something for me, for myself. And when I start working on it, I'm working, and all of a sudden my hand stops working because it's got a little pain in there. So I stop working on it. So see, my head, my heart, and my hand don't always sync up. And I think that's what I'm missing on my channel. I want those to sync up. And I unfortunately don't think that that's going to happen until I no longer have to work. It's going to be a long time before I don't work. And I don't want to forego the channel for the next 8 years. That's not realistic either. So what I've decided to do is, instead of playing an imposter, pretending to be someone that I'm not, and I know you guys have been so supportive, and you've loved me through, you've supported me, you've given me words of encouragement and wisdom. And I love that, and I appreciate it, and I don't want that to stop, because so many of you have become my dear friends, and I don't want to let you down. And that's another part of my personality. I am a people pleaser, and when I feel like I cannot please people, I just don't do it. Do you understand what I mean by that? And so I feel like if I can't produce a good content-filled video, I don't want to do it. But I realize that many people don't come to my channel to well, nobody, I don't believe anybody comes here to judge me on what I do and don't create, but that's how I feel sometimes, and that's not something you guys have done. That's something that the enemy has been telling me over and over again, and that's why I haven't been on here. And that's a long story. That's 20 minutes worth of saying I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, I'm just going to have to take advantage of a few minutes here, a few minutes there, and maybe do some car videos. I don't know, because my drive anymore is so quick to work. Instead of it being like 12 miles, it's now 2 miles, and it's not even worth turning on the camera. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I do want to show you a couple things. My husband, Mr. Happy, and I went to um, a half-price books, and I picked up this cute little book. They're just prayer shawls. Now, I don't know why they specifically call them prayer shawl. A shawl, any shawl or any wrap could be a prayer wrap, prayer shawl, or whatever. But there were 13 different shawls in here, different patterns, different styles. And I thought it'll give me a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for now? Variety in some of the shawls. Like, look at this one. Isn't that pretty? It's very pretty. And I love this one here. Well, there's another one, but I can tell that's not one I'm going to be doing anytime soon because that has squares. And you'd have to put those together. Yeah, that's not one I'm going to do. And there's one up here that I just think is so gorgeous. It's the very first one. Let me see if I find, okay. Now this is what it shows on this page. But this one's interesting because if I'm reading this correctly, instead of it starting, we're looking at this backwards, okay? But instead of it starting here and going back and forth this way, it starts at the end and it gradually gets smaller until it gets to the neck. That's kind of cool. So it's almost like a backwards shawl. And let me see if I can, isn't that pretty? I think it's just very pretty. And the yarn that they used is a cotton blend yarn. But I know if I made it with acrylic, it could be an acrylic yarn. I think it would be just as pretty. But yeah, look at this one. Isn't that cute? I mean, that's a what do you call them? A pocket shawl. Pocket wrap. I just think that's very cute. So anyway, it has some different ones in there. I may or may not do any of them. Okay, so let me show you this one. What is this? Oh, okay, so I have been working on my sweater. This is a beast, and I'm really disappointed with myself. I'm really disappointed with myself. And I'm hoping I can fix this with the trim. But let me find because what I did was I've got the shoulders seamed, and I got the front 2 panels and the back panels. But here's the big but. I didn't make the front panels wide enough. So I know it's not going to be wide enough, but I'm hoping by putting on like 3 to 5 inches of a collar, and I can turn it over, you know, on the back side, and then it'll help it come together in the front. But let me see if I can stand up and show you. So it's exactly the same on the front. Here's the back. That's the back panel. The back panel is perfect size, but let me see if I can show you here up close. When you put the two front panels together, they don't come together in the middle. You see that? I should have, I don't know how it got to be that way, because I thought for sure I took the back panel and divided it by 2. But for some reason, I'm like a good 3 to 4 inches shy. So that's what I'm thinking. If I have like a 4-inch shawl collar, on it, ribbing, it will bring it together, and it will come together nicely here in my midsection. But I love the way it came together. I deliberately did this. I put this dark section so that it would be right under the bust, that dark section right there. So it's a little bit of a color block. Let me see if I can hold it up to myself. There we go. So here's the bust, and it's like right underneath it. So I think it's going to have like a little bit of a color block where it's kind of brings the shape in a little bit. This is all what I did by myself. I mean, I didn't use a pattern or anything, but I came in for the armholes. And what my plan is that now that I have it sewn together at the sleeve, I'm going to take, this is going to be the beginning of the shoulder, like right around in here. And it's going to be rather large. And I liked it like that because I thought, well, if I wanted to put it over like a big sweater like this, I'll still be able to get, the sweater in through the sleeve. But I'm going to take, and I'm going to be laying it down. And so the sleeve, I'm going to be crocheting and getting smaller, decreasing on the edges. I'll be using a lot of stitch markers. Speaking of stitch markers, I've completely run out. I don't know where all my stitch markers are, but they're all gone. So anyway, that's how I'm going to do the sleeve. And my plan is that I would like to do it so that when it's together, like so, that when I bring my arm down, I'll have the same, the same color changes. And now that I'm thinking of it, I don't think that that's going to work. I'm not sure how that will work. If you do things by yourself like that and you know how to design it, if you know how to do that, let me know. I was even thinking of doing it like opposite, like because I do have a whole lot more of the dark color left than I do the light color. So I could do light wherever it is I see dark, and vice versa. But anyway, yeah, so that one I started weaving in the ends, especially around the sleeve, but I got a lot more to sew in, as you can see. That's what's been keeping me busy lately. I found a pattern. Oh, I did not bring my tablet in here to show you. but I bought a pattern on Etsy, and it's for a sweater like this. But it's done differently. It's done in the round from the it's neck down, but the way it's done is it looks like striping, and you're adding to the yoke here in the front and back, but it has a collar, and it naturally rolls. It naturally rolls. And so I think the way she showed it is that you could just leave it like open, or you could take and sew down the roll so that it looks like a little thicker of there's different ways you can wear it, which I thought was really cool, but it looked so unique because it had these stripings, and how they achieved that is with the post stitches, and it just looks really, really cool. So I really can't wait to finish that. I got the collar. Let me show you what I got done here. And my basket's too big for my cart. Okay. So here's the collar. Isn't that cool? And I've got my little stitch markers in there, but I'm just not the pattern. I'm not understanding the pattern very well, because you're supposed to start increasing. Now, see, here's the outside, and the way she had it kind of sewn down like that. And it just looked really kind of cool. But you can leave it like that, and you can roll it down, just regular like that. Anyway, that's that. Now I can't get this back in. And I'm using Red Heart Soft. I went to Joann's, and they had these big mega balls on sale, or on clearance rather. I don't know if that means that I won't be able to get any more. But I picked up 4 of them, Red Heart Soft, and this is in the colorway Country Blue. And I picked up 4 of them, and it's going to be such a lovely sweater to wear. I cannot wait. I'm using a little bit larger of a hook, so it's really drapey, and yeah, I'm looking forward to working on that. As soon as I can figure out the increases, because it's a little complicated, because you have to, like in a post stitch, an increase, you have to like in post stitch, double crochet, post stitch, but on some of them you have to do it in the double crochet, and you have to double crochet, post stitch, double crochet, and trying to find those exact, it's giving me a headache, to tell you the truth. Okay, so basically, let me see over here. Okay, I did finish August and September. I finished August and September. I don't remember which month is which. I would have to look it up. I didn't mark it. And they're very, can you tell they're very similar? The same colors for my temperature squares. I have not finished October. To tell you the truth, let me see here. Did I finish? Let's see here. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, June, July, August, and September. So July, August, and September, I think this is July, because it has this really hot pink. That's the hottest. So I think July, August, and September are right here. I started on October. I've got this far done in October. So I'll need to finish that, and then I need to start on November. Um, this is one project I really, really want to finish, just to say that I finished something. Just to say that I finished something. That would be so nice. It would be so refreshing to say, hey, I finished a blanket that I was gonna, spend all year crocheting. What else have I done here? What else did you do, Petra? Let's see here. Oh, I don't know if I've shown you this before. Okay. My sweet little thing is not being so sweet. She's barking up a storm out there. But I thought I wanted to make a little bag. Okay. Now, I saw somebody carrying their little puppy in a one of those clear plastic totes. It was a smaller tote, and they just had her around the shoulder. And I thought, I want to do that. I want to do that. So, okay, but I'm not doing that. I'm doing plastic canvas. And so I've got the front. Here's the length of them. Okay, so they'd be like this, and this is going to be the inside, and then here's the ends. I've got two ends, 1 and 2, and then for the bottom though, because I need to have it a little bit more sturdy, I have my plastic canvas. This is the size that it needs to be, and I am single crocheting really tightly. I'm gonna make 2 of those. Okay, so I'm gonna slip this in between the 2 panels that I make, and I might even not just this, because it's still a little bit flimsy. I might find myself a nice sturdy piece of cardboard, maybe even I might be able to find like a very, I can go have a piece of balsa wood cut to this size and slip those in to make a really sturdy bottom. Then I have left, I've got all the edging I would still need to do, but the bottom, I'm going to, slip stitch the bottom to the sides and the ends, and yeah, and hopefully it will stay. Hopefully. Then I just got to figure out how to do the handles. And what I'm thinking is that I think to be the most stable handle, I'm thinking it needs to go completely around and then, up to the top. You see what I'm saying? So maybe having two handles on one. I don't know. But I just know that the handles are going to need to be secure to be able to not have it sag. You see what I'm saying? Because if you use acrylic, even if maybe I could use like some kind of a linen or something that won't stretch, but you don't want the bag, once it's sitting on your shoulder, you don't want it to like stretch out, start here, and then all of a sudden it's down to your ankles, you don't want that. So yeah, I'm slowly making this, and then in the meantime, my dog is getting heavier and heavier, so I don't even know if I can use it with her, because I don't even know if she'll fit in there by the time I get this thing done. But I thought it was a neat idea. Okay, speaking of neat ideas, I know I've shown you on several occasions doggy sweaters that I've been making, and I put some in to a doggy daycare. Well, I haven't been back there in several weeks now, and I've heard nothing. In fact, um, I went back there the week after I put them in, and not a single one had sold. And I don't know why. So now I've got a ton of doggy sweaters that I don't know what to do with. Hold on a second. I want to show them to you here. I gotta separate stuff here. Okay. So this one I made, and I want this for my puppy. It's used with I used the Furls yarn, the acrylic yarn that they had. But look, isn't it adorable? Isn't it adorable? I haven't decided if I want to put like, things coming down, but I think it's so cute. I don't know if she's going to like it or not. But here's the thing. It's going to take probably 12 hours for this thing to load, just to tell you. But the thing is that Lila plays with the kitten, and the kitten has a tendency to grab hold of her with their claws and just tear up whatever it is I put on her. So, yeah, I have to be careful. I wish I could just claw the cat, take all the claws out of the cat. No, I don't want to do that. But, it's like she's ruining everything. Yeah, that cat. Okay, so here's another doggy sweater I made. Isn't this one cute? Yep. Now this I used the some of that glitter yarn that I got from Mary Maxim. Okay. Of course I got to sew in all the ends. I made this one for like a medium-sized dog. And I thought it was, it might not be Christmassy, but it sure does look wintry, I think, with all the greens in it. I think that's cute. Now this one is for a larger dog maybe, but still so adorably cute. And I have put these little holes in here so the owner can put the leash on, the collar. See how big, look how big that is. Yeah, that's a big one. I don't know what size dogs will fit into this, tell you the truth. Here's another one. This is for a little person, a little puppy. But look here. Isn't he cute? This is cute. And this is for the legs here. I think that's cute. This one is another one that I use glowing yarn for. I like that. Love those colors. Okay, now this one I used actually I think it's mocha glitter. It was the Christmas yarn, another glitter yarn. You can't hardly see, a little bit maybe. But I figured even yarns like this and this one that has the glitter in it. You see that one? Let's see here. A little bit. The ones that have the glitter in them, these three here, that they will be reflective, right? So if they're being walked, other cars and other people can see them in with the lights. That's what I thought. Okay, and then the last one I made, this one is using it was that what kind of yarn was this? I'm thinking it was like a cloud. It was a cotton cake. Oh, I mean, excuse me, it was a Karen cake. And it was, I don't have like maybe it was a cloud cake, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 more, well, not including the one for Lila, 7 more doggy sweaters that, I mean, I want to be able to sell them, but I don't want to just put them down there and then they just never move. So I'm not sure what to do about that. Not sure what to do about that. Now, I was at Hobby Lobby and I picked up their one yarn and let me see. I don't know what yarn it was, but it looked a little bit like homespun yarn. And I just looked at these colors and they screamed autumn and fall. And I picked up 2 skeins. They were 30% off. So I picked up 2 skeins and I went, I'm making something for fall. And so I made a scarf. Isn't that pretty? Just a double crochet and then a window stitch like Jeannie calls it, and a hat, and I don't know where the hat went. Oh, there it is. Hold on a minute. Whoops, excuse me. And here's the hat. Now, I sewed the ends in real quick because I wore this to work yesterday. It was a little cool. I had this top on, this sweater on, and I thought I just want something around my neck to keep me warm around my neck. But I have this tail to put in. And then I have a hat to go with it. Now, these are not really, it's my head. Hold on a minute. I don't know how to wear hats. I don't know how to wear these kinds of hats. So anyway, yeah, I just thought it was a cute little outfit or cute little set for fall, right? And I can wear it. See, what do you, when you have bangs, what do you do with them? What do you do with your bangs when, there we go. How's that? Tuck it all up in there. So anyway, yeah, I made that. Now, granted, I didn't make all of this in the last week or anything like that. I've just been here and there crocheting. So anyway, I know I started another I don't even know where it is, because I started another doggy sweater for my boss's dog, thinking that he could use it, have his dog wear it, and it could be like a sales pitch, but I don't know what I've done with it. I finally got a pillow form, guys, and all I have to do is, oops, I've got the yarn already, but isn't that pretty? I just love this. I love, love, love this. This is Bonnie Barker from Bonnie Bay's Crochet. And all I need to do is just basically seam up this side here, and then it will be done. And I just love this Celtic, it's called Celtic Cable. This was the beginning of the Celtic Cable blanket, and I just couldn't get the hang of this stitch right here. And so I thought, this is done, and I am making it a pillow. And I just double crocheted the back, but the front is cabling. And I think it turned out so amazing. I love it. I love it. So, yep, that's done. So I've got a lot of sewing to do. So anyway, that's what I have been up to. I know I've gotten yarns and all that kind of good stuff, but I don't even remember what I've gotten. I'm looking here, seeing if I see anything specific. I don't. I honestly don't. I don't know if you saw when I turned the camera around and showed you all the mess all over the place, that there is a section of my the yarn that's hanging, the hanks there, that there's 3 pegs, there's 5 pegs that are not being used right now, and it looks rather odd. The problem is that I have to find a ladder to be able to get up there and reach it, because even with my little step stool, I have to use a pair of meat tongs to try to get them off, but I can't get them back on. I don't know. Okay, guys, this is almost an hour, and I'm afraid that this is not going to be able to come out until probably Tuesday, but I am filming on Sunday. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for indulging me and being my friend and watching this all the way through. I really, really appreciate it. Have a blessed rest of your day. Bye now.